What up, y'all? Time for a little brickin', a little talky talk, a little bricky bricky. We're gonna do some gray bricks on these two lovely, lovely houses. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Throw a little gray brickin' on here. Let's throw some gray over here. So how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. Hope everyone had a wonderful holiday if you're in the States. And if you're my other half of my viewership that is not in the States, then yeah, hope you just had a great day. So let's tilt this down a little bit. You can, before I do that, there's today we're in the Palermo kit, yo. Palermo. Oh, Deodora. Palermo. Yeah, Serie A, number 9, Dybala. It's the one the wife got me. That way I had to put a hat on, y'all, because, like, I realized my bald spot is fucking atrocious. Atrocious. Old man bald spot is atrocious. So, yeah, I had a decent holiday. Only had one of the kids. Fireworks. Dude, let's talk about fireworks. So where I live, and have lived for the past like 15 years, everybody is all about the fireworks to the point where like they spend thousands of dollars. And I am just like, what the hell? Like, I live in Washington, D.C., so it's like the largest fireworks show in the country is here, and it's free. People come from all over, but yet the people that live here don't usually go to that event and instead put on their own crazy fireworks shows. And it is like insane. They spend thousands of dollars. My poor dog loses his mind every year. But like, I don't know, my backyard is littered with all these crazy firework things. They almost lit the field across the street on fire again this year. That happened one year. That was awesome. Yeah. But it's wild. I just think like, what a waste of fucking money. You know? Fireworks. Such a waste of money. And let's be honest, most of the people that are buying these fucking fireworks would be better off saving the money for something else. But who am I to say? Who am I to say? I enjoy them, though. I sit out there. I watch them. And I'm not really big into fireworks, but it's definitely funny. I get a laugh out of it. And then half the time I think I'm watching because I'm horrified. I feel like my house could be burned down at any minute because of the fucking insanity that goes on in the neighborhood. But, yeah. Let's see what else. My dad has the COVID. He's, I guess, doing okay, but I found that out this morning. That's kind of shitty. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That just totally reminded me of some shit right there. I realized I was watching some of my other videos, and I really have to work on not saying a million times and stringing my thoughts together, because my brain goes like so fast, dude, most of the time. Even when I'm blown out, my brain's always all over the place. So, but I've realized it makes me cringe listening to myself. I say a million times, and I don't edit my videos, y'all. Do not do it. I'm just like, fuck it. One take Dave. You know what I'm saying? One take Dave. So, although Dave ain't my name. Yeah. Little brickin', y'all. Little brickin'. Little brickin'. So, yeah. Been playing some solo games, some Sado games. And a kiddo starts soccer camp next week. It'll be interesting. So, about to go out of town for a few days first. See how that goes. Yeah. Gonna take this with me, y'all. This is one, maybe I'll talk about this one day. Worthington, it's like a book game. I make photocopies of it so I can reuse it. But you're supposed to like write in it. And yeah. It's pretty dope. I've played it a few times. It's like, I don't know, I feel like it's like the ultimate sadness because it's not even a board game, it's like a book game. But whatever. It'll be alright, right? So, yeah. But yeah, fireworks fucking crazy, right? Crazy. It's literally put your money up in smoke. And a lot of money at one time. Which is funny that I say up in smoke, because, like, I smoke cigarettes and other things, and, like, that ain't cheap, you know? Cigarettes, at least here, are like $12 a pack. If I go into Virginia, they're like $8, but still, that precludes going into Virginia. The Commonwealth! Heartland of the Confederacy. I'm kidding. Northern Virginia ain't no Confederate. That's for damn sure. Southern Virginia, now y'all a little bit different. I'm kidding. Jokes. He's got jokes. So, yeah. My town, I gotta say, my painting of buildings is like crazy. I painted like 3 or 4 more that I didn't record because the wife was watching Avengers. She was like rewatching Endgame or something, which was kind of annoying because she was like asking me very specific questions, and I was like, "You're watching the movie right now. What do you mean? How did Iron Man pull off the Infinity Gauntlet, and why is he dead? You've literally been watching the movie, and this is like the 3rd time you've seen the movie." But yeah, the Hurricane, she likes her some Marvel, but she's not. When it comes to comics, she ain't the swiftest horse in the race. You know what I'm saying? Oop, there I go. I'm doing it again. You gotta like do away with that. Fuck your ums. Guess should have my double master soon. I'll make a video of that. And I think I'm gonna take a break from painting tiny houses. Not for long, y'all. Don't fret. I'm gonna take a break from painting tiny houses to paint these dudes, which go with the tiny houses, because I primed them the other day. And these are tiny Huns. Where's the camera? Tiny Huns. And I based them and everything, dude. So we'll see. I got 6 of those I want to paint. That's gonna be my first batch. Got some other crazy shit. Got an angel I'm gonna paint, and monster, a couple monsters, and then who knows? Maybe I'll paint some other stuff. But yeah, that's what we're going with, and some BattleTech shit. I got a ton of videos that I made about painting BattleTech shit, or while I was painting BattleTech shit, and just rambling. But I haven't posted them yet. I don't know why. It's a good question to myself. Why haven't I posted those, self? Some kind of problem. I'm sure it's part of the conundrum. So, back to working at the bar again now that I don't have the Rona. It's been helpful. I love it. Just talking to people and being busy, even when it's not busy, just cleaning and stuff. It's very it's the kind of stuff I need, even though I clean and stuff around my own house. It's like, I don't know, it's different when it's at the bar. It's like a sense of, like, your own house should be clean, you know? I don't know. But like every bar you walk into, even if it's a dive bar like my bar, I feel like is a shithole. So like take a little pride in it. You know? You can be a dive bar and be clean. That's kind of how I feel. But it's funny. People laugh at me. I'll be in there dusting and shit. You're like, this place smells like cheap beer. And it will always smell like cheap beer because it's a dive bar, right? But, like, there ain't no dust on the window ledge. Because DB been in here with the Swiffer. You know? That's kind of how we roll. It's funny, though. So, yeah. This, having trouble right here. My hobby hunch, finding like a comfortable enough like spot here without cranking my neck. And I don't know if I'm doing it because I don't want to put my ugly mug on the camera, or if I'm just doing it that way. But it's not really too comfortable. But yeah, my town village is fucking dope. And is coming along super nice, y'all. And it's definitely enough where I got enough to play a game. Easy. So, maybe we'll do such a thing. But I would like to paint up some dudes, because I would like my first game to be done right. Of this weird, you know, rule set. I think I'm going to use just Dragon Rampant or Lion Rampant from Osprey Games for like the first battle of my medieval dudes, tiny medieval men's. So we'll give that one a go. I have a bunch of different rule sets, but that's one that I feel like is kind of super quick. And I'm looking for something that's got a little bit of mathiness in it like that, because I'm going to hit the kid with it. And I like a little mathiness in it, you know. So, you know, whether it be old school Warhammer weapon skill or like, for example, the Osprey ones, they have... they deal with like multiples. So if you outnumber your opponent by 2 to 1, 3 to 1, stuff like that, there's different results, things, and like that's something I feel like it would help the wee one. So, and like he can already count to 20 and shit. So, well, he can't count higher than 20, but you know, I think that's where they stop him at school right now. So yeah, but I feel like you always got to work with them. That's one thing my grandfather taught me, because we used to hang out with him even though my parents were like school teachers and shit. It was weird. In the summer we didn't do very many camps. We did like soccer camp and shit, but we didn't do sleepaway camp. And we hung out with my grandfather a lot. And I gardened with him. That's why I love plants and stuff. And learned a lot from him. But he was an old Navy man, dude. He served in World War II. And that's also where I get my love of all things Navy and probably World War II, if I'm being honest, because he would hit me with crazy stories, dude. He wasn't, he had some that he would tell without being asked, that he would just hit you with. But the crazy ones were the ones that, like, you know, he didn't freely come up off of. But he had some wild ones, man. He was at Okinawa. And he served before the war. He got called back. So he was all over Europe, like in 1939 and 40, before America was in the war. It's pretty crazy. On the USS Trenton. CL-11, dude. A Richmond class light cruiser. But y'all will see, I have a ton of naval war games too. I'm gonna put some of them in. We'll have some videos about that. We'll have some fun. You know. Yeah. But anyway, so Grandpa, he would we would always kick it with him, right? And he was awesome. Loved him. Probably one of my most favorite human beings, dude. But he wouldn't just like let you get fun shit as some grandpops do. I can remember sitting in his garage at a picnic table inside his garage while he drank beers and made me do my multiplication tables before he would let me go out in the yard and just run around and play. Or even like sometimes, like my dad would drop me off there and I'd like go to help him in the garden, right? But you're thinking like, okay, that's work, so it's like not too bad, right? But like he literally wouldn't let me work in the garden until I would do some multiplication tables or things of that nature. And it's kind of wild, but I feel like it really did help me. Because I look at the kind of shit, even my kid, he's young, but like, the oldest anyway. But like, I don't know. I feel like I knew a lot more shit at my age than him. And he knows a lot of shit, my kid, but yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like they teach the right. Not to get into a schooly rant, but I feel like they don't really teach the right things, even at that young an age. But whatever. But yeah, my gramps taught me all that shit, dude, and reinforced all of it. And that's a big part too, is that like the school will teach you things, but as a parent or a grandparent, you gotta reinforce those things. And yeah. I realize my wife's on a conference call upstairs, so hopefully you can't hear her in the background. Because if you can, I'm going to have to destroy this whole video, which would be sad, right? Because we're having fun. We're bricking, chatting some shit. Let's chat some soccer shit, shall we? Sadio Mane leaving Liverpool to Bayern Munich. Yep. Pogba is gone. Who else? The dude that died, Ericsson, came back to life. He's on Man United now. Good luck with that. I mean, good luck to him, too. Like, God forbid anything happens to the guy again. I heard a crazy one. Jesse Lingard to, like, America, to the MLS. That'll crush my man E's heart. It'll crush him. He wants him coming back to West Ham, you know. And I feel like West Ham is the obvious choice for him, but apparently not, man. Unless they're just talking rubbish, which people are apt to do. But my Chelsea haven't made any moves yet, except to get rid of Lukaku, which is like big effing deal there, right? Lukaku. Gosh, he's a travesty. Absolute travesty. So, but let me think. Who else? What else? Pereira's going to Fulham from Man United. Van Haaling, he's in City. It's an interesting one. I wonder how he's going to do. A lot of them guys that blow up for Borussia Dortmund, when they come into the league, they ain't so hot. And I don't know if it takes some time or whatever, but let's be honest, the Premier League ain't freaking the Bundesliga. You know, how many years has Munich won in a row? A bajillion. And that's a technical number, a bajillion. You know? So, but, yeah. I don't know. I'm just jazzed for the Premier League to start again. I love it. I love it so. So we'll see. I like it even more than... I mean, the Champions League and everything is dope as shit. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like I like the Premier League more. Maybe that's just me. So, who knows. That's my personal bias, right? And I mean, I used to, shit, man, when I first moved back to the city, I would like come to, I would like go to certain bars just to watch Champions League games, because you had to find them on Santanta Sports and shit. It was a pain in the ass. I was a dedicated man. I would get super drunk too, but that's a different story. We're not gonna talk about that. DB don't drink no more, y'all. It's been years. But DB used to be one for the beverages. I was thinking about the other day, I was texting one of my buddies, and got me thinking about a long time ago, a games day, when I had a bunch of my buds worked at the G-Dubs in Baltimore, and we had a games day, and I was like hanging out, went to the games day for a while, and was like, this is rubbish. Going next door to Edgar's. And I got so goddamn drunk, dude. So drunk. It was crazy. I ended up like leaving the bar because I was so crushed. And I knew, I was like, man, I'm going to be sick or some shit. And I was blotto. I had like been there like for hours. And I went and I slept in my man's car in the parking garage. And it was funny, like by the time I was blotto, everybody was getting off of work at games day, and they were all finally coming to the bar to hang out. But by then, I was like so smashed. I was probably incoherent and like insulting people because, you know, that's what happens when you drink like fucking 20 Jack and Cokes. Yeah. But I remember that. That was a wild story. It was a wild night. There's like funny stories in that story, but I'm not gonna tell them because I probably have to name names and stuff, and that's no fun. And I don't even like doing like, well, we'll call him, you know, Roger, and Roger and I, because then I'm like, fuck that, I forget. You know. So, Brickin's coming along nice, yo. Brickin. I think we're gonna finish this side and then take a break. So I think the mailman was here, and I'm expecting a delivery, special delivery. So that'll be pretty cool if he actually comes, brings what I was looking for. It was something that it moved along in the system great, and then once it got to the city here, miraculously became late and was like lost. It's fun times. Fun times. Like, my actual mailman is awesome. I freaking love the dude. But the postal service itself, kind of shitty. Kind of shitty. I feel like they cut it so much when they should be pumping money into it, you know. It's like when you think of America, at least me, this is going to be weird, but when you think of America, like, you think about things like you can mail a letter. I was about to say for 30 cents, but whatever the letter costs, today it's probably almost 60 cents, I'd imagine. But I can literally write a message, a physical message, not a fucking email or whatever, like a real good letter. I can write it out, and as long as it doesn't weigh like a bajillion pounds, I don't send a book, you can basically, for like $1, send something from Key West, Florida to fucking Anchorage, Alaska. And it's got a pretty damn good chance of getting there, which is impressive, I feel like. But I don't know. Maybe I'm giving the post office too much credit. They've had long enough to work on it, right? So, strangely enough, when I feel like I'd have been a kick-ass postman. Such a weird thing to say, but it's true. I feel like I'd have been good. Also strikes me as a somewhat of an enjoyable job, but I would imagine most postmen would be like, you're crazy. Rain's shitty. But like, when you're an actual letter carrier and you're out there, You ain't got nobody to mess with you or tell you shit, right? So you just do what you feel. So, I'm like slow bricking here today, man. I'm having some trouble. My bricking ain't as fine as it normally is, y'all. Let's see about this. It's not coming off so great. Not well chuffed. But you know what I will do? I'll persevere. Because it's bricks. And even when I'm not bricking my best, I find it enjoyable. So we're gonna brick. That's what we're gonna do. Yep. I've been listening to some podcasts lately. Been doing that. Here's two y'all should check out. What's the one? The Ancient Warfare podcast from Ancient Warfare magazine. Awesome. Highly recommend it. Check it out. Most of them are short too. They're like 10 minutes. And they're like questions. I think they have a Patreon version, which probably is more fancy. They even do some wargaming shit. Because like it should come as no surprise, but the dudes that run Ancient Military History magazine also fucking wargame. Go figure. But they have some great topics on there and answer some great questions. Like the other day I fell into a rabbit hole and was listening to them talk about archaeological evidence for like pikes in Alexander's Macedon and like the Spartans and shit. And how they talk about they have 22-foot pikes, but like you can't find enough straight 22-foot pieces of wood back then to actually make said pikes. Which I was like, holy shit. Like, I never even really thought about stuff like that. And that's awesome. And then they said they found like one or two pins that suggest archaeologically that they would, take two 8-foot pieces of wood or whatever and pin them together to make the spear. But I mean, it's just stuff like that. You think like, oh, they have 22-foot spears. Yeah, they just make 22-foot spears. I don't know. That's like, maybe that's, I never really thought about it any other way than that just they existed, right? But it's like, think about that. A fucking 22-foot spear is fucking large, dude. And like, you gotta cart it around with you. And not only that, like, what happens if it breaks? Which it's bound to do if you're on campaign with Alexander for like fucking years, right? You're gonna need to replace that. You're gonna need, it's crazy. And you're talking about thousands of dudes. So thousands of spears. Just like, how do they provide all that and supply all that? And like, you need trees and you need straight trees, and it's like, that's the part, like, logistically just blows my mind. Especially when you talk about like ancient times, when like we're told that they were nowhere near as an industrious people as we are today, which I kind of find to be bullshit. But that's a whole nother podcast subject. But anyway, Ancient Warfare podcast, check them out. And then another great one, dude, I gotta get a plug and pass the pod, is the Peter Crouch podcast. And there is like more than one Peter Crouch podcast. I think they do seasons and they like rename it or something. Or it used to be on the BBC and now it's on some other platform. You can find it on what do you call the fucking thing? iTunes or whatever. The Apple App Store. Or I don't even know what the fuck it's called. That's how much of a Luddite I am. But you can find it there. And it's basically Peter Crouch and two of these guys. One's a stat man and the other's a BBC radio presenter. And they sit in a pub And Peter Crouch tells stories and talks about being a professional footballer in the Premier League and with England. And it's fucking hilarious, dude. Fucking hilarious. Highly recommend it. I forwarded it to a couple of you guys that I know listened already. But yeah, that's one. Peter Crouch podcast. It's dope. He talks about when he was all the way back when he was like 16 to, when he was in his 30s at Stoke. And his playing time with England and all kinds of things. And he's very down to earth and humble, which I love, dude. He sounds like just like a dude I'd laugh. I don't know if I'd hang out with him because he's not bro-ish. But I don't know. I doubt Peter Crouch is wargaming and shit. Although he did learn about the Normans. He talks about the Normans, how when he was homeschooling his kid, he tells funny stories about that. He really got into the Normans and the Vikings and shit. So who knows? Maybe Peter Crouch should roll some dice. But he sounds like a fun dude, and he tells great stories. And it's if you can understand a lot of the slang and the accents, which a bunch of you know, I'm basically an Anglophile at some point. So that stuff doesn't bother me, but I could see where it would bother some people or make listening difficult. So, yeah. But check it out, y'all. And like that, it's a half hour, y'all. Half hour. Bricked him out. Bricked him out. Bricked him out the bottom. Bricked him out the top. It's like that, yo. Just a little bit every day. That's what you got to do, man. Or not even every day. Just grab when you can grab a few moments, And that way you don't burn yourself out. Steady progressing. Steady progressing. So, yeah. That's what I would recommend to y'all in your hobby. Especially if you got a big-ass project like I do about painting a whole goddamn city. You don't just want to pull all-nighters with that. Just quick, short, sustained bursts. Ba-da-da-da-da. That's what we do. And it tends to work pretty good. Or at least it's working for this guy. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, be good to one another. Do what you feel. Peace.